Hey, this is a quick little review of our Unit 1, starting with lessons 1 and 2. Just a quick overview of the course. So for first semester, we'll be doing connecting themes, physical geography, cultural geography, political geography. Semester 2 will follow up with population, environmental, and economic geography. What do you need to do to make sure you're prepared for each class? Make sure you're checking your Magic Calendar for those reading assignments each day. But more importantly than that, make sure you are checking your Canvas calendar for any assignments that are due. Each of our sections, each of our lessons have a set of objectives. When we start with Unit 2, we'll not only have these objectives, but we'll also have our Georgia Standard. The first lesson is on what is geography. Geography is just the study of the Earth's surface. It's made up of both physical and human elements, which divided into two main fields of geography. You've got physical geography and you've got human geography. And in this course, we're going to look at both of them. So physical geography are those physical things. Those are the landforms that you can see. And it's a few other things as well. So you have this map here of Alaska, and you can see the physical geography on this map. You can see where the seas are. You've got the Bering Sea here. You've got the Pacific Ocean. You can see that these are mountains that are in part of Alaska. The islands here. So this is a physical map of Alaska. Landforms, things like a mountain. Climate also falls in physical geography. And then some of the things that you don't tend to think about being part of physical geography are those phenomena that happen on Earth, things like hurricanes and tornadoes and tsunamis. Those are also volcanic eruptions. Those are also part of physical geography. And then the other side is looking at human geography. So we might look at the different cultures, looking at what people wear, what their religions are, what their language is. We might also look at population. So this is a population density map. And further into the lesson, it starts to pull in all of these other subjects. So geography looks at information from a lot of different places, and some examples here are if you want to look at plate tectonics and look at how the continents split apart, if you want to look at plate tectonics as to why we have volcanic eruptions, all of that stuff comes from the science field. We look at math when we're using math when we look at economics, things like what is the GDP of a country? What's the average amount of money that people in that country make? So we're going to use a lot of math in that area. We're also going to pull in some other chemistry or other science fields like chemistry when we look at acid rain and air pollution. This is a really good website to look at the different physical features of the Earth. It's Enchanted Learning. It's a glossary. It's got all of the different landforms with a picture for most of them and a really good definition. So make sure you check that out. Then we move into culture, cultural mosaics. So a couple of things. First of all, we need to know what culture is. So the dictionary definition is the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or social group. Okay, great. What does that really mean? Culture is made up of all of these different things: music, art, religion, politics, language, clothing, the types of building that people build, the types of transportation that they use, the types of schools that they go to. Here is a chart giving you a lot of examples, things that you don't think about: sports, your holidays, the types of entertainment, literature, your different traditions. All of those things are part of culture. And the next idea that we need to cover with culture is this idea of cultural diffusion. And there are two examples here on this slide. You've got Coca-Cola and McDonald's. So we'll look at Coca-Cola first. You can get a Coke pretty much anywhere in the world. It might not be exactly the same as what you're used to here in the United States, and that's going to be based on the cultural differences. Sometimes it might be government regulations. If you go over to Europe and get a Coca-Cola, it might not taste as sweet, or it might taste sweeter. It depends on the regulations that the government has on artificial ingredients and how they process sugar in that country. So there are a lot of things that can make it taste just a little bit different. But it is all Coca-Cola based on the Coca-Cola that was developed here. The other thing that you can find all over the world is McDonald's. Um, it might not be exactly the same as what we're used to here. For example, if you go to McDonald's in India, you're probably not going to find a beef cheeseburger, and that's because in India it is a majority Hindu country, and in Hinduism they believe the cow is sacred, and therefore they're probably not eating them. So finding a cheeseburger in India might be a little bit harder. You might have, a turkey burger instead, or a veggie burger. So there are going to be some little differences like that. And cultural diffusion doesn't just happen, stuff going from the United States to other places. It also happens with stuff that has happened at other places and have come here. So think about K-pop, started in Korea, and it's very popular here in the United States. Anime from Japan, started in Japan, has come over here and is very popular in the United States. So the one thing that we didn't cover is what cultural diffusion is. So it's taking that one aspect of one culture and taking it into another culture, and that culture will incorporate it into their own and develop and change it based on their own different cultures. And culture oftentimes will lead to conflicts. There may be a historical feud. Religion and politics tend to lead us to lots and lots of conflicts as far as cultures go. And we will find lots of different examples historically, and we'll also look at some current examples of cultural conflicts going on in the world. That is all we have for these first two lessons. Check out the recording for the next lessons. Bye.